Good evening, JackJazzm here with another pipe on the way home. Housekeeping, as brothers of the leaf say. We have personally modified the Big Ben Dusk. You can kind of see the B stamp there starting to fade out. The stem that I personally modified to be shorter to kind of make it a nose warmer. And we're going to be putting in here Royal Champagne that I was talking about in my last video. For those who are not familiar with Big Ben pipes, they are made in Holland, I believe. Yes, made in Holland. I got the number 302 on here, but this model itself is called the Dusk. And this is the only acquisition that I purchased personally off an individual. It actually was a sister of the leaf who had barely used it, and I think she had begun pipe smoking to get off of cigarettes, if I remember the story correctly. It's been a while ago, but she realized that she was barely using it because of the social environment she was in. I guess she didn't want to be the only one smoking the pipe as opposed to what everybody else was smoking, and decided to sell it. So I got it for little or nothing with the 9mm filters, which I do not use in here because, as I said in other videos, I feel like the filters take away from the flavor of the tobacco, even though in some pipes they do keep the pipe cool. Or smoking cooler, I'll say it that way. I know someone may be wondering why I modified it. I just felt like it was too long for how it felt in my hand and in between my grips here. And I noticed because it was such a bent stem that I was getting some humidity buildup, which is probably why they had the filters applied with it. But ever since I modified it, I haven't had those issues. Had a pretty chill day today here in Atlanta with the weather. As it is getting right now, it's been cloudy off and on, but didn't really get any showers like we did last evening. But I'm thinking before the evening gets late, we'll probably get some showers coming in. The wind has been picking up as if it wants to do a little like storming. Beards, Pipes, and Life, what's going on, brethren? Greetings as well. Thank you. This is a Big Ben that I modified. I shortened the stem. For one, because it felt more like it would be more balanced this way. And two, because it was taking in too much moisture. And now it smokes great. And we're smoking Royal Champagne. It has a wonderful smell, but unfortunately so far, not much of a flavor and taste wise. But we'll see if that enhances at all as we get down into the bowl. Taste the flavor a little bit, but nothing like what you would expect for how strong the aroma is out of the bag or out of the tin. Being that this was purchased as loose tobacco by the ounce. I'm thinking that may have a lot to do with it. That's just my assumption. And just like the Acadian Perique on yesterday, it's not wanting to stay lit at the beginning here. It is a little bit dried out. One thing I will say about this particular Big Ben, with it being a smooth finish and walls that are not that thick, you definitely have to know how to keep your cadence with it, or else you end up getting some really hot walls here, and that could be very uncomfortable. But I love that, the way they accented here a different grain of wood at the end of that stem going into the shank. And this is some of the wildest wood grain I've seen. It's almost like tiger stripes. Flavor is becoming a little bit more noticeable now. Not quite to the middle of the bowl yet. Big Ben has not been one of the brands I've been able to see sold in my local tobacconist. I have about 4 to 6 of them that I rotate around to, all for different things. I've only seen the Big Bens online. It's calm evening. Still got some rain clouds hanging out. No rain as of yet, at least not in this area. Probably see a little bit of it again as we go on to the highway. I'll make tonight a gym night when I get in. Been out for about probably 4 days now. I definitely need to get in there sooner than later. Sooner the better. I normally don't like to take more than 1 day off, with the exception of a weekend that I might be doing something with my girls. PT Daily, what's going on, brethren? I'm doing all right. How you doing this evening? We got Big Ben hanging out with us this evening. And we got some Royal Champagne in here, trying it out for the first time. To be honest, I don't know if it's because it was dried out. No, sir, can't complain. It don't do us any good anyway, does it? Appreciate that. It's actually one that I modified the stem myself to be shorter, and that cut down a lot of the humidity building up in it. But I don't know if it's due to how dry the tobacco was, the fact that it was sold loose by the ounce, or what, but not impressed by it so far. The smell is awesome, but the taste doesn't come anywhere close to it. Wouldn't say it's completely disappointing, but it's not impressive at all. Not one that I would try again unless it was in a tin or some form of a mason jar. Big Ben is the brand, or I guess you would call it the brand, but it's made in Holland. So it's a company out of Holland, and not sure how well you can see it, but there's like a little B in gold right there on where the stem is close to meeting the shank. Oh, the tobacco, I believe it's a Lane Limited flavor, because that tobacconist carries a lot of Lane Limited in a small hand. I'm thinking it may be a Lane Limited. Yeah, I'm thinking the lack of flavor, taste-wise, is due to the dryness of the tobacco. The last video I did, I was indulging in some Arcadian Perique that was from the same tobacconist. And all I could taste was the Perique. I couldn't taste any of the other tobaccos that were in it. But one of our brothers of belief came on and was familiar with that blend and let us know that it actually had Kentucky, Virginia, Cavendish, Perique, Orientals, and a little bit of Latakia in it. And it's the same with this one. This one I cannot make out what particular tobaccos are in it. Yeah, I thought the same. Normally when you have Virginia in a blend, you can easily make it out. But like I said, because the tobacco was dried out, there was really no easy way to tell that it was in there. And my assumption of the Cavendish, that if there was Cavendish in it, it may have been a toasted Cavendish that complemented the Perique, or that blended with the Perique. Because the Perique was the only thing I was able to make out. As I get further onto the highway, we get a little bit of spray here on the windshield. That looks like it may pick up to actual rain. Cut on my AC, so hopefully that doesn't start interfering with the process here. Yeah, Atlanta traffic every day. You don't learn anything else about Atlanta highway, you learn how to be a defensive driver. As I mentioned earlier, I'm not sure if it's the same with all Big Ben pipes. I could imagine. Seems like everybody's moving to the East Coast for one reason or the other. Southeast. But what I was saying earlier is I'm not sure if it's the same with all Big Ben pipes. But with this one in particular, where they're having walls, or else you end up having a hot bowl. I missed that when I looked at it at the last second. I didn't get what you said on there. And I haven't figured out how to go back and look at these while I'm on a live video. Yeah, it sounds about right. Population doubled in that amount of time. Atlanta's seeing ridiculous numbers like that as well. You have a lot of people who are moving here because more of the film industry is starting to do work here. That's attracted a lot of different people come here. And people always will come in here because they heard the cost of living being a lot less expensive than most other places. I know with E, it's a lot cheaper than there. But because you have the film industry booming here, and you have the brand new stadium for the Falcons that they put up, the Mercedes-Benz Stadium, it's caused areas surrounding those things to go up. And in most cases, what you're trying to acquire as far as rent and everything like that, some of those areas are not worth what they've gone up to. Traffic is slowing up as usual. About 2 exits before my exit. Starting to taste the flavor in this raw champagne a little bit more. Still not where it tastes like it should be. Seems like it should be a lot more flavorful than it is. What has been you guys' favorite tobacco lately? And is it a loose tobacco? Is it a ready rub? Is it a ribbon? Is it a flake? Is it a coin? What has been your favorite tobacco lately? One that you have picked up more than once in a week's time. You had to have it more than one bowl. I would love to hear what you guys' favorite are. And what type of tobacco do you prefer? Are you an English person? Are you an aromatic, vapor? Scottish cake. I believe I have seen that before. I have not tried it. And what does Scottish cake have in it? That sounds good. What's in that Scottish cake, PT Daily? Virginia, Perique, Kentucky. That sounds like a nice strong mixture. Full of flavor. That's a full body one, isn't it? And what type of room note does that have? Medium to full body. That sounds about right. How's the room note on it? Not too bad. Uh-oh, we got the police riding up the side here. I guess they didn't want to wait in traffic. Almost to my exit here. Yeah, I'm down a little past half of the bowl, and it's starting to get a little spicy. Almost like a hen of Perique is in it. It's definitely not Latakia. Okay, finally made it to my exit. Still getting the spray on the windshield here. So there's definitely moisture in the air. And looking at the ground, it looks mildly humid. So I don't think it's come down on this side of town yet. Scottish cake. Is that a ribbon, flake, ready rub, PT Daily? Ready rub. Oh, there goes the rain. Right before I get to my place. I didn't get the end of that. Was that all one tobacco, or that was 3 different ones you just named? I saw GI, something with red and triple play. Virginia Flake with a blackberry brandy and vanilla topping. Oh, that sounds delicious. I love those Virginia Flakes. Sam Gar's Fire Dance. Haven't heard of that one before. It sounds interesting as well. Fire Dance, Fire Dance. Does that have any Latakia Perique or Toasted Cavendish? I don't know, I think fire, I think of those flavors that have a little bit more substance and punch to them. Oh, the Virginia Flake Blackberry. Okay. So I'm assuming that comes in a square tin. I do happen to have one flake in here that's pretty good, and I've showed it on here before, but I'll show you it as well. It's Eric Nording blend, Hunter's blend, Beagle. And that's the Virginia Flake, made from mellow premium orange and red Virginia, seasoned with the finest St. James Parish Perique. No, it's actually an Eric Nording blend. Eric Nording, I didn't even know he made tobacco. I'm familiar with his pipes because I have about 4 of them. And I actually had to stop myself from making any more purchases because they're all starting to look the same. But yeah, this actually is pretty good. You know, anytime you have a Virginia Flake, anything you add to it is only going to complement it. I purposely slowed down on that one because I didn't know I was gonna find some more or not. Well, that's interesting to know because the tobacconist didn't mention anything about it, and there's nothing having to do with McClellan on this label. Oh, yeah, it is produced by McClellan Tobacco Company, exclusively for Arango Cigar Co. Right down there. PT Daily, you're the man. Michael Waters, appreciate you chiming in. don't know if y'all can hear that, but it's actually coming down pretty good now. I'm glad I'm off of the highway. But yeah, I actually came across that McClellan blend for Eric Nordy in a shop downtown. Yeah, I just turned them off. I forgot I still had them on because I'm parked right now. But I came across that blend just looking for some more pipes at a shop downtown that I had Googled and realized it was a shop that I hadn't been to before. But it was mainly cigars in there, and I believe they had like a handful of cigarettes in there. So I already knew it wasn't a place that was going to carry traditional tobacco pipes. But I was surprised to see that they had the Falcon tobacco pipes in there, and a couple different options in there. So that's odd. You don't normally see those type of tobacco in those type of shops that don't carry traditional pipes. They had, they normally have the cheap basket pipes with the plastic, and you can see the glue when you pull the stem out. If you're able to pull the stem out, the draw holes all off, and they got really shoddy finish on the pipe, and it's normally like it's rarely going to be a briar wood. It's going to be something lighter like a pear wood or something like that. So I was surprised to see that they had the Falcons there, which I wasn't interested in getting Falcon pipes. I love the briars. I just think it shows more work from the artisans that make them, and it shows the quality. But yeah, my current favorite flake, it's been that way for probably almost a year now. It has been Mac Baron's Vanilla Cream Virginia flake. I actually tried it in a loose tobacco in the tin, and didn't enjoy it as much as I enjoyed the flake. I've purchased several different tins of the flake, and yeah, it's a real good flake. I have some with me, but it's in my bag in the back of my truck. Oh, nope. I actually do have one in my cigar box. So you know what to look for, because I haven't seen any in any other types of tin except this one. And there it is there. Vanilla Cream Flake Cut by Mac Baron. Some good stuff. Comes with the Willy Wonka gold wrapper. For those of you who are familiar with Willy Wonka, the original Willy Wonka. And they line them up in there nice and pretty. It smells amazing. But that is some good stuff. That is my favorite. I always keep a tin. You see, I haven't really gotten to this one yet because I have one that's already started. But I always keep ones close by. But all right, gentlemen, I'm running on 47 minutes here. I'm go ahead and wrap it up. This is going out on me because of the AC and because of me flapping my gums. But I enjoyed you guys checking in with me. And we'll see y'all next time.